David A. Pakman doesn't know how to pronounce APAC in a hilarious attempt to feign ignorance. Yeah, I saw that. That's like kind of that's an insane thing that he did there. I'm gonna be honest. I do feel like a lot of the content creators like who I am very cordial with, who I have obvious disagreements with, but I'm like otherwise very cordial with regardless, have behaved in a way that I am kind of disappointed by. Not that it matters. I don't think these guys like me that much anyway. When I saw that video where he like talks about APAC or IPAC, however you say it, I was like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? It's a real like damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation for David Pakman, because it's like, you act like you don't know what APAC is. Okay, like either you're one, you know exactly what it is, but you're just like lying about not knowing what it is, which is again disingenuous. Or two, you're a political commentator since like 2005 or something, and you don't know a very important lobbying group. Like, come on. Either way, it's just like a horrible. It just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good at all. Like, that's crazy. You've been doing this for 20 years, man. What do you mean you don't know how to say APAC? It's crazy, weird way to play it from him. I know. I don't know why he's just like...
Some creators...
Like, the thing is, for a lot of these guys, like, here's one thing I will say, okay? I have personal opinions, and I openly state what my personal opinions are. And yet, there are so many instances where a lot of people either fucking punish me for openly stating my personal opinions and yelling at me over it, while simultaneously assuming that like I'm actually cynically advocating for the things that I'm advocating for, and I'm not being 100% transparent or honest. If that was the case, I would never talk about NATO, for example. Or if that was the case, I wouldn't be consistently duking it out with like my left flank when it comes to certain issues. I have red lines that I don't cross, okay? The reason why I do this is because I think it's the most appropriate way to go about it. You have your opinions, you share them, you have your biases, you openly reveal those biases. And at the end of the day, if people appreciate your commentary, if people know where you're coming from and they agree with your statements, then that's great, okay? If they don't, then they don't. It is what it is. You can't win it all. This kind of attitude, I think, this kind of attitude almost shelters the public from your perspective in a way that doesn't make any sense because you're a political commentator. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why just, you know what APAC is, man. That's crazy.
In the first 48 hours, took the Wired story and expanded it with even more outrageous claims, suggesting that it's APAC or IPAC. I don't even know how it's pronounced. APAC.
Like, that's crazy. You know how to pronounce it, man. Come on. I guess like people also were yelling, I'll defend David on the Chorus Wired article, but pretending to not know APAC is a bad look. Like, does he think we're dumb enough to not know he knows what APAC, to not know that he knows what APAC is? It is one of the most well-known, powerful lobbying groups in the US and has been talked about plenty in the last decade. To pretend that he doesn't know what APAC pretending it could be pronounced IPAC is just insulting to anyone who follows this channel. All these years we defend this dude against APAC affiliation accusations and he insults us by pretending not know how to pronounce it. Like, I don't think David Pakman is like funded by APAC, for the record. I've never stated that. I don't think that that is the case. But obviously, like, this is an area where he is heavily biased, right? Israel is an area where he is heavily biased. That bias both stems from his own personal opinions about the state of Israel, but it also stems from his personal opinions when it comes to American foreign policy. Like, David, regardless of his socially progressive attitude, for years and years has had a lot of differences of opinion from someone like myself when it comes to American foreign policy. And he lands on the side that almost always is on the side of the United States, that rehashes and repeats whatever the State Department line is on a particular matter. Okay, so there's multiple reasons. He responds and says, guys, give me a break. I'm not pretending to not know what APAC is. I'm just unsure on the pronunciation. It's the same as how I get mixed up with the first O in sorrow is pronounced or how the first A in Lara is pronounced. I mean, I don't know about all that. I think that's, it just like, it feels as though he was just saying that to be like, I don't know, what is this APAC thing? And of course, there are a fuck ton of videos where he's saying APAC correctly. Like, I mean, that's
things. Number one, APAC is a more right-wing group, and Jews in the U.S. are very, very liberal. So yeah, there are Jews who support APAC, who vote in the United States. But look at evangelical Christian support of APAC and of Israel. That doesn't even seem to be mentioned here. It's an important fact.
like, he is a lot more knowledgeable on this issue than he lets on, is what I mean. Of course he is. He's been doing this for 20 plus years, man. Like, he is a very knowledgeable guy. And the Christian Zionist pro-Israel, the Christian Zionist pro-Israel contingency is a very real one. It's one that I talk about quite a bit. It's one that I talk about quite frequently. Like, he's a very smart guy. Like, he's a very smart guy. He's the notion that he's like oblivious to how APAC is stated is a way to just like make it seem as though he's like he has this like dedicated blind side to this issue, where I don't think that's the case. I think he just doesn't want to say what his opinions are on this.
But then we get to the bigger picture. You can recognize that this is playing on longtime anti-Semitic tropes and still support boycotting Israel, for example. And the reflexive reaction I saw from many on the left to say this can't be anti-Semitic because they felt as though it would in some way invalidate their support of boycotting Israel or their opposition to Benjamin Netanyahu. Separate the two things. You can be an opponent of Benjamin Netanyahu and believe that Ilhan Omar here is knowingly or unknowingly playing up anti-Semitic tropes. You can be for...
I'm so glad that I fucking stood in opposition to this kind of stuff when Ilhan Omar was on the right side of history and was absolutely correct and was getting blasted by both the Democrats and the Republicans. Yeah, I mean, here's my video on this from 6 years ago. Pathetic Democrats won't defend Ilhan Omar again. What the fuck? I'm just like driving around. I was a car guy. It's a car ramp, boys. You and Noah talked about this moment. Consistent?
No. I mean, it's just like to address the first part of this, because this is like now a multi-stage controversy. To address the first part of it.
February 13th, 2019. Liberals are caving to the right once again. I still got the same day one homies. We're still saying the same exact shit, which is why it's so funny. It's so funny when people try to act as though I have changed. What the hell are we talking about? I've changed. Motherfucker, you've changed. You just didn't listen to the things that I was saying back then. It's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous that these motherfuckers will try to be like, oh, Hasan, you've changed your mind. It's like, bro, there is not someone that is more consistent. I'm going to be honest. I'm so proud of my friends. I'm so proud of this community. I mean, we've been at this fucking battle for so goddamn long. This is also part of the reason why when people are like chirping at me because they feel as though like my support for Palestine and Palestinians is like conditional or something. It's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'll let that wash away. It's all good. There's never like I have never ever fucking stood down from this position ever. The reason why I've been consistent and the reason why my positions haven't changed on this stuff is because the issues have not changed either. This is something that many of you also have to come to terms with. If you are someone who is an anti-imperialist, a socialist, there are a lot of people that you're going to meet every single day that are going to have a very negative opinion because of Red Scare propaganda. Okay. There are going to be a lot of people that you meet on a day-to-day basis that think you're hostile, that think you're evil, that think you're a bad person, that think your worldview is actually bad for them and that you're like a dangerous entity or whatever. You just have to let that wash over you, knowing full well that you are on the right side of history, that history will vindicate you, that as long as you can change people's minds one step at a time, one day at a time, then ultimately, because your cause is just, you'll be fine.